night. So, hopefully it doesn't get dark on me so fast as it did yesterday. Um, I had an interesting thought earlier today. And it was going back to the butterflies. I love the message from the butterfly. And I'm not one of those that I believe every tiny little thing that happens is a message from the universe, or I don't. Not everything happens. Not every tiny little thing that happens is like it's a message. Sometimes it's just coincidence. Sometimes it's just what happens. Um, I was at the grocery store and I had a butterfly land on me. It didn't last long. It didn't stay long. So I know it wasn't because I was sweaty. I know that they land on you sometimes if you're sweaty, and they like that. So, but I wasn't sweaty. So I know it wasn't that. So this was one of the times that I feel like it was because it was brief, but it wasn't like it landed then went away. It stayed there for a good 5 seconds. And to me it's a long time for something. All right, calm down. Something to happen. So I took that as a sign that something was meant, and that it was the transformation that I've been waiting for. That maybe it's just letting me know it's coming, maybe it's time, I don't know, but it was a butterfly. And then it made me start thinking about the lesson that I had from the butterfly and the cocoons and all that. And I had to laugh because we planted, I love Japanese maples, and we planted some a couple years ago, and they're starting to grow and they're starting to become beautiful, and I absolutely love it. Well, this year we had so many cocoons attach themselves to the Japanese maple. And what I also learned is that whenever they don't go into the cocoon and they never come out, they actually build a cocoon and they can still continue to eat as a caterpillar until they're actually ready to fill it and to change. And the top half of my Japanese maple was just completely eaten. The bottom half was still good, but I was so kind of upset because I love the tree so much. I was like, I hope it doesn't die. I was concerned because it looked awful, and it kind of got me kind of sad because I like I said, I like the tree so much. But a couple months later, new leaves were starting to come back on the Japanese maple, and the cocoons were gone. So it's just another one of those reminders that it takes time. What we want, and in this case it was the tree, confirming that the tree wasn't dying. Even if something looks like it's at its end, it has to go through its transformation. And that's another message of the butterfly. It's just, yes, it takes what it needs at the time, but there's still that life, there's still that change of it, and it's another lesson of patience. And in this world of almost instant gratification, it's something it's hard to kind of wrap your mind around. Even though I can remember the days before Amazon, before the 2-day Prime, I can remember those days, but it's become so common to have things at at your fingertips, to realize that the things that are really important, that really matter in life, take time. So I couldn't see this card yesterday. This is one that fell out, and I didn't want to put it back because I felt like it was meaning something, and it does. And what I love about it, when I saw it, I immediately heard passage of time. And I know we had the world card yesterday, and I don't want to pull it back out, but this still feels relevant, that there is this passage of time that we have to go through. And I love the colors of this one because she's going into the unknown, and it's just almost otherworldly. But it's going through the standing stones of it, and that red dress is very red, is that passionate color. So she is definitely following her passions, going through this, this portal almost, but it's talking about the passage of time. That's what it feels like. It's just, you're ready. You're ready to go through that. You're ready to step through that. So I don't have the bottom of those cards because that was just that's message. But on the bottom of this one is woman holding a coin. And it feels very much the Queen of Pentacles, and I love the cat that's with her. I actually got a black cat that looks like her. You've seen her a couple times. But this kind of gives me the, whether you're masculine or feminine, whether you're, I'm sorry, male or female, it's probably what you're trying to, at least those who are watching, this is what you're trying to work towards, what you're driving towards. It's the ability to sit back in the lap of luxury and be confident and secure and know that you are taken care of, but also not only that you're being taken care of, you are now in this ability to take care of others. And the first step to do that is be grounded in yourself with the root chakra. The root chakra is all about your base needs. Finances is one of them. Abundance, prosperity, yes, but it's also health, and the stability, right? It's the base chakra. It's the foundations of everything. So Archangel Michael is the protector, right? He is the one. If you work with the angels and archangels, he is the one that you call in for protection, to guide you, protect you, help remove all the blockages out of the way. So I like that they use him with the root chakra, is because whatever is blocking you in your day-to-day needs, in your foundation, he can assist with that. But it's just letting you know that it starts with the foundation and you can move up from there, right? Even in the spiritual world, you still need to have your physical needs met while you're gaining the enlightenment that you seek. If you're on that path, regardless, you're still here on a human path, right? You came here to be human, to learn whatever lesson it is you came to be here. You still have to have your needs met, and that's what he is saying. If you need assistance, if you need guidance, if you need help breaking through those barriers, if you work with the angels, call him. And if you don't, this is time to work on your core foundations, making sure that your needs are met so that you can put your focus on other things. And on the bottom of this one, we've got TikTok. And this to me is divine timing because of the hands. Anytime I see hands that aren't attached to a body, that always kind of gives me the, it's coming from divine. And it's the TikTok. It's divine timing. It's maybe not when you want it to happen, but it's when you are actually ready. It's the confirmation that yes, it will happen. Maybe not when you're ready for it, but when they are. And I like say that because there are numbers off of the clock that are flying off of it. So it almost feels like time missed. It's not time missed. It just wasn't the right time. And I love that. And we have the community again. On this journey, you need to find the people that will come along the path with you. Even if they're meant, some are meant to stay forever. Some are only meant to get you from point A to point B, or point D to F, and then they're gone. Some people are not meant to stay on this journey with you on your whole life. Some are just meant to help. And I like the fact that they've got the leaves, and I always got that, that message with the leaves and the branches and the roots, right? Some are meant to come in and out just like a leaf. Some are meant to stay for a little while to help you on your way, and then they need to go on their path. And then some are, like I like to say, is stuck to your face like an octopus. I've got a few of those people, but those people are rare, right? So call in, the people. If you don't have them yet, ask whoever you work with. Look, I'm if you're doing this by yourself, say, I'm struggling, I need some help, please bring the people that will help me, that I need, that have my best good, so that I can learn from, so that I can elevate. Maybe it's just a teacher that's come in just for a little while. Maybe it's someone that's meant to stay on your path for a while, but just ask for someone or a group of people, whoever is meant to come in and guide you in your next steps. But you make sure that your needs are met first. Goodness, y'all are talking a lot. And then go from there. But you always need to start with that good foundation. What's the message? What's the message? What's the message? Okay. Interesting. Normally I use the bottom of the deck, but since it's double-sided, I'm going to use the top, and that's what's left. It's the back of the devil, or the death card. And what I find so fascinating is that, and I have to do it back here. Well, hold on. Let's do it like this. They're looking out, and they're sitting in front of the pillars with the light behind them, and they are putting flowers and things on the grave as gifts, as a way to remember, as mourning. But what they don't know is that she is dancing behind them. She is free. She is no longer buried under the earth. She has become who she's always meant to be. She is now liberated. And yes, she's nude, which is why I'm covering her up. But she has freed herself from the shackles of that life. She is transformed like the butterfly. She is no longer that corpse that they have buried with, oddly enough, the skull on top of the mound. But she's free. And it gives me a very joyful feeling, because she's under the sun and she's dancing, and I absolutely love that. So that's the whole, I feel like it's what we're trying to reach. This card right here is what we're all trying to reach, what we're trying to get to. And what's kind of in the way, or what we're having to face against, is the Three of Swords. This is a very tough one. Before it is the Two of Swords, it's the indecisions. This is almost to me like, maybe I didn't make the right decision, and it's led me here. That shield has been hit so many times, and it's got three swords through it, and there's a rose that's pretty much dismantled on the bottom. But what you don't see is there's another flower behind it, and the person who is safe. But this is where you are. This tells me, and it's thoughts, it's even emotions with the water. There are going to be times where you want something so bad and it just doesn't work, or you feel like you've made the wrong decision, and you feel like you've reached the end. And that's kind of what this is. It's the feeling that you've reached the end. And what comes next is the Four of Swords, which is the healing. It's the rest. It's the respite. It's the time before you need to move forward and face your fears, face your battles. But this almost, I feel like I have to give up. I know it's a very Nine of Swords kind of feeling too, but this is almost like the saddest one to me, because it feels like you've tried and it's something that just didn't work. The Spirit is letting you know that and this is the back of the Strength card, and this is the first card I ever saw in this deck, and this is the reason why I fell in love with this deck, is because we normally see the woman with the lion. Sometimes she's got her hand in its mouth, she's got the figure, the infinity over her head, and it's this, this stasis of where they have this relationship where it's just absolutely beautiful. But what you don't see is together you can battle anything. You can face any obstacle, any fear, any challenge. Because you go from this and you realize, okay, I'm done. That hurt. I don't want to do that again. So you get with your strength. You build yourself up with spirit, with your team, whether physical or spiritual. You've got your back covered. And then we got the Emperor. He's sitting out and reviewing all that is his. Right? Instead of looking at him and seeing what's behind him, you see all that he owns. And he owns a lot. Everything is his. He is the epitome of all four kings, and he is the action of all four kings. He is blunt. He is passionate. He is more than financially secure. And he is emotionally solid. But if he wants something, he goes get it. Sometimes recklessly, sometimes not. But what I find interesting on the back is it got the sun, 3 sides of the star, and all of the elements are present, right? He's got all of the elements with him at his back. Because he not only understands the 4 elements within him, the emotional with the water, that fire with the passion, the knowledge with the air, and the groundedness of the earth. He's got all of that, but he's also got the spirit in the middle. He's got all of that. And it's because he allowed. It's not that he allowed, is that he took the opportunities of this 3 of Swords and chose not to stay in this moment. He chose to go to realize that did not work. So he went after whatever it was, and he finally got it. And you can see everything that is in his grasp is his, because he earned it. He went out after it and he got it. That's a long message, I know, but I love it. It's starting with that solid foundation and asking for the help when you need it. And whether it's Archangel Michael or that lion or your ancestors or whoever it is, all you have to do is ask. And that help is coming in, because you don't need to stay in that 3 of Swords unless you choose to. And this transformation is all about the decision, right? It was tough. Remembering the butterfly conversation, that's brutal. I can't even imagine what it's like to do that. Thankfully, humans don't have to do that. But it doesn't come from sitting back and wishing and waiting. It comes from being diligent, going after it. Many blessings.